Hey PSA collectors, this is Scott coming at you with my first YouTube video. Got a big PSA order back, 114 items submitted, a lot to show. It's a mix of pack pulled stuff. I've gotten some vintage, some cards I had when I was a kid, some modern refractors, camo refractors from Topps Chrome. A lot to go over. I'm not going to show all of them. I'm going to show some of the highlights. Hopefully you like seeing them. 1964 Philadelphia Herb Adderley. This is a PSA 8. Have this in my collection already, but I had a raw one I needed to get graded. 1964 Philadelphia Willie Davis. This card looks just like the Adderley. There's a scratch on the back of the card. Reduced the grade quite a bit. So 1986 Topps Bernie Kosar. There's a PSA 9. Happy with that grade. I thought it could be a 10. This was a ISA 10, and I cracked the case on that one, hoping it would come in a PSA 10. Didn't quite make it. Andre Reed, 86 Topps. This was a 8.5. Looked just as good as the Kosar. The back centering is pretty bad. That's probably what reduced it to the 8.5. Got a couple of goats here. 86 Topps, Jerry Rice rookie, PSA 8. Another PSA 8 Jerry Rice. 86 Topps Reggie White. This is also a PSA 8 Hall of Fame card. This is not the card for the Hall of Fame set though. Is 84 Topps USFL is his Hall of Fame key card for that set. Bruce Smith PSA 8. It's also a Hall of Fame set card. Already had it, but had quite a few of these to submit. This one came back a 7.5. Steve Young, thought this was going to be an 8. Came back a 7. It's a really tough card to get graded left to right. There's a lot of black smudging on this card as well, most of the time. Jim Kelly, this was another one of those ISA 10s where I cracked the case, hoping it would come back a PSA 10. Came back a 9. Got these from the same seller that I had on the last ISA. This was a local card shop pickup, John Elway, 84 Topps. Looked centered perfect to me. Came back at 8.5. Didn't quite make the 9 grade there. Have a lot of the Elway cards. This one came back PSA 8. I have 4 or 5 more raw that I have to send in as well. Still looking for that 10. I've bid on the Elway 10 10 times in the last year. Every time one comes up, and I keep getting outbid. It's gone from $1,600 first time I was bidding on one up to $4,000 last time. So kind of priced out of the market on that card right now. Lawrence Taylor, PSA 8. Ronnie Lott, rookie card, also PSA 8, came back. And we got 3 of these. These I thought were going to be 9s, all 3 of them. Howie Long, rookie, 1984 Topps. Got that one. And 2 more of those. Both came back 8s. I also got those at my local card shop. Guy turned in a bunch of 84 Topps, sold them there, and I bought most of them. A few Bo Jackson grades that I sent in. This card is really tough to find in the 10. It's a 1990 Fleer. I pulled this out of a pack. I bought a box of 90 Fleer. It came back a 9. And also pulled this from my local card shop. Bought a box of the supplemental. They were kind of all off-centered, top to bottom, every card in the box. So that one came back a 9 as well. So here's some of the cards that I had from my childhood. I found these cards at my parents' house. Hadn't been touched in 20 years, and I'll share those with you. 1986 Fleer, some basketball, some baseball, and some football. Dominique Wilkins, this came back a 9. This is a really nice card. Those get pretty expensive, especially if you can find them at a 10. 86 Fleer as well, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Came back a 7. Some of the corners were starting to wear, which is why that one came back so low. But this card in a 9, it's $450, $500, and a 10 is $2,000, $3,000. So it's the first sticker in the set. Was also the first card in that main set for 86 Fleer. Few of these, you know, not real expensive cards, but that I enjoy because it was cards I had when I was a kid. Shaquille O'Neal. This card was huge when I was young. You saved them, thought they'd be worth a ton of money. Shaq cards really aren't. None of them. This one came back good. 1986 Fleer. This is Charles Barkley, rookie. This came back at PSA 9. A little surprised by that. It's not that well centered. but it did come back a 9. The back, you can tell, also off-center left to right, but favorable grade on that one. I'll take it. Same thing on the Isaiah Thomas rookie. This one came back in 8. These were well preserved, you know, at my parents' house. They were all in cases. I was happy to find them. Don't do much baseball, but I had these, so I sent them in. 1990 Leaf, Dave Justice, came back in 9. Also had a Frank Thomas. This card, I bought this at a card show in 1991 in California. I'm from Colorado, so we were on a road trip with my parents. I bought this at a card show for $15. Thought it would be worth a fortune, and it's still worth $15. Last baseball, this was a 1991 Frank Thomas. This was a bonus card in that set. Best cards, off-brand, only lasted 2 years. So it's all the baseball I had growing up. Not a whole lot, mostly basketball and football. A few more cards from that find at my parents' house. The Vinny Testaverde rookie, 1988, came back in 9. Christian Laettner is a huge Duke fan growing up as a kid, so I had to have these rookies. Stadium Club Members' Choice, Christian Laettner, PSA 9. And then the David Robinson rookie, number 138. This was the first card in that set. They made 2. The set went really well, so they made an action card later on in Series 2 hoops, but this is the one everybody wants. I've got that in a 10 as well. All right, a few more from that find. These are some that came back really nice. 82 Topps, Joe Montana, came back in 8.5. Bart will like some of these. I got a lot of 49ers coming up. 82 Topps, Ronnie Lott. This was one of the cards from when I was a kid. Came back in 9. I've got that in a 10 as well, but I wanted to grade this one, obviously, since it was a card I had when I was a kid. 82 Topps, Lawrence Taylor. Had this one in a huge plexi screw-down holder. Came back in 9. Thought I had a shot at a 10. Didn't quite make it. Marcus Allen, 83 Topps. This one came back in 8. I figured it would. Had a corner that was round. Happy with this one. 84 Topps, Dan Marino, rookie card. This one came back in a 9. This also was in a huge plexi screw-down case. So happy to have that come back a 9. Got that one, that Marino in a 10 as well in the Hall of Fame set. If anybody needs a Marino 9, let me know. Just a few more of those. Then I've got some current pickups that I sent in as well. 87 Topps, Randall Cunningham. Sent that in. It graded a 9. A few Barry Sanders cards. Loved Barry when I was a kid. 89 Score. Came back a 9. Got that in a 10 for the Hall of Fame set. A lot of the Hall of Fame cards I have are up in the display case you see back here. Love having the modern Hall of Fame out, 1970 to current Hall of Fame. Got a lot of the vintage as well, but kind of a fan of 70 football. So I keep most of the 70 to 1990 up. 89 Topps, Barry Sanders was a 9. 89 Topps, Dion, came back a 10. And then the 89 Derek Thomas came back a 10 as well. Those were all in a set, the Topps traded set box that I had when I was a kid. I cracked it open, took the rookies out, and most of them came back pretty good. These are I'm showing for Bart, 49ers Corner. I know he'll like some of these. 82 Topps, Dwight Clark. That one came back in 9. 1990 Fleer, Joe Montana. It's a low pop card. There's only, I think this was a pop 20. That one came back at 10. That was pack pulled out of a box. And then this was pack pulled out of a Action Pack 1990 box. This was a pop of 10. It's a Joe Montana Action Pack 1990. Came back a PSA 10. These are tough to get in a 10. Any of the Action Pack. The top of them, they start splitting open, and you get horrible grades. 5, 6, because the card's peeling in half. Here's a few I needed for some sets. 1991 Topps, John Elway. I submitted one of these. Came back a 9. Still looking for a 10 on that one. 97 Topps, John Elway, for his basic set. That one came back a 10. Happy for that. You can't find that card. Last card in the Hall of Fame set. This is a tough one. This is the 1997 SP Authentic Walter Jones. There's very few submitted. I couldn't find any graded, so I bought one raw, sent it in. Came back an 8. I was hoping for at least a 9, but the corners and the edges on these SP Authentics, they started peeling. and hard to find those in good grade. But it's a placeholder for now. I'll find a 10 eventually of that card. A few other pack pulls that I had. 2012 Topps Chrome RG3 Camo. Love the shine on these. I love the camo Topps Chrome cards. And then Topps Basic also had the camo RG3. That one also came back at 10. And this is a real tough card. This is a 2001 Topps Chrome Richard Seymour rookie refractor in a 9. Pack pulled this one out of a hobby box, as well as my 2001 Topps Chrome Drew Brees rookie. Came back in 9 as well in a previous submission, but that card's tough. So these bring $300-$400 sometimes. Just not a lot of them out there. There's only 20 of those graded 9 or higher. Only 2 10s, 18 9s. A few other that I had pulled out of packs that I sent in. 91 Stadium Club Brett Favre. Bought 2 packs of these at my local card shop. One of them had the Favre in it. Came back in 9. 96 SP Jonathan Ogden. Had a bunch of these. I submitted a few. Sent a few of the raw cards to Bart as well. Hopefully he sends some in. That's a tough card to get in a 9 or a 10. 2005 Topps Chrome DeMarcus Ware. This is his rookie refractor. Very low pop card. This is a 8.5. That's what it came back at. Last one here is another 96 Jonathan Ogden SP. So came back in 8. I have that one in a 9. There's only 6 of those in a 10. Very tough card for the Hall of Fame set. So that's what I got to show you. There's a lot. Long video. That's only half the cards that came back. So a lot more to show, but obviously don't want a 20-minute video. So I'll do some more. Got some great care packages from Bart and others that I want to share. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you need to see anything else.